You are a Filipino who has allowed to abuse our country. And you are an active participant of that. Ayan ang mahirap. In the name of the Holy Grail of press freedom.
Sir, pardon me for asking this, pero you keep on harping on na there's a plot to unseat the very popular President Duterte. When in fact Secretary Jun Esperon and SND Secretary Lorenzana already shut down those allegations. Well, ano po yung basis on when the two of the highest security officials of the government are saying na hindi totoo, walang ganyan?
Alam mo kasi, Marlon, siguro merong mga reports na hindi po nakakarating sa lahat. So, merong mga intelligence reports na no, well, you know, it's classified. I mean, they're classified reports, di ba? Meron din mga hindi kina-classify na report. May mga ganun eh. At hindi, wag mo kaming pagsabungin, Marlon. Wag mo sabihin, because again, you will write something and you say, na ito sabi ni Andanar. Walang ganon. Basta kami, meron kami sa cabinet, meron kaming information na natatanggap, na sinasabi din namin because we're open, we're very transparent.
Kaya sir, hindi ko kayo pinagsasabong, sir. I'm just asking for clarification.
Yun ang parang lumalabas, Marlon eh.
But, sa perception
walang ganyanan.
Hindi naman po. Walang ganyan.
Okay, thank you,
Galing
Mark.
din kayo sa media, alam niyo rin po yun.
Alam ko naman yun. Let me ask you, are you fair to everything that you write?
Yes.
How about your post
Yes.
on social media?
That's my personal.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
But as a reporter, you are an ambassador of your newspaper.
Sir, the Philippine Coast Guard and Marina report showed that the June 9 sinking of the Filipino boat at the West Philippine Sea was a serious marine casualty. Why did the President downplay it as just a little maritime accident?
I haven't seen that report, but assuming that to be true, the phrase is what? It's a serious,
Very serious marine casualty.
very serious marine casualty, and as against the President's what?
Little maritime
Little
accident.
maritime accident. There is no contradiction. In so far as the incident is concerned, given the fact that Filipinos were placed in a dangerous situation where they could have been dead, then that's a serious, what did it say? Marine casualty. That's serious enough. But when the President says it's not that serious enough to blow it into international crisis, that is what he meant. So both of them are correct.
So the President believes that the sinking of the boat was a very serious marine casualty, sir?
It's a serious in the sense that when you leave our countrymen there after that accident, then that's a serious matter. We will not allow that. You have to be accountable for that. But you cannot blow that and make it into an international crisis.
Secretary, the President received the report June 20.
You know why? Because that was a Chinese vessel. That's not China Republic.
Sir, according to...
You're from the Inquirer?
Yes, sir.
Kaya pala. Oh, bakit? Like for instance, your front page today says, ano sabi doon? Palace is not in a rush to file. Although, the way the article was written, okay. Pero yung headline, parang you make it sound as if hindi kami interesado. Precisely nga, gusto kami mag-file, but kailangan namin yung findings muna ng China, yung findings natin, makita natin kung sino accountable. O hindi ba pwede naman sinabi niyo, Palace will file charges, pero ginawa niyo, file is not in a rush to file. Medyo ano. Anyway, sige, tuloy mo na.
Terada.
Hi, Secretary. Good morning po. Sir, I understand the term now that we're using is expanded targeted testing, or that's the direction that we're moving towards to. Pero sir, since yun nga po yung statement yesterday, many reacted in the negative nung sinabi pong iiwan yung testing doon sa private sectors, at least doon po yung sa yung sa rapid test po. Pero sir, the question now is, bakit po hindi magawa yung mass testing? I understand there is global shortage, but many people are asking, bakit po yung ibang mga bansa, despite the global shortage, nagagawa po nila magkaroon ng mass testing na natitest even the asymptomatic patients po? Is it a problem of budget, the laws, or quite constricting?
Mali kasi yung term na ginamit mo, kaya tuloy nagkagulo sa Twitter. Kaya nga po ang pakiusap ko sa ating mga kasama sa media, ingat lang po sa reporting, no? Kasi yung lumalabas sa report mo, wala tayong expanded testing program, wala tayong kahit anong programa sa gobyerno na hindi naman totoo. Yung reaction ng tao sa Twitter, ganyan po ang reaction pag hindi tayo nag-ingat sa reporting. And although, I have to say na ikaw lang naman ang naglabas ng report na ganyan. I have to say that and get it out of my system. So anyway, hindi po mass testing ang ginagawa natin. It is expanded, targeted testing, at wala naman pong bansa sa mundo na lahat ng kanilang mamamayan ay tinetest. Kahapon siguro nagulo ka kasi sinabi ko yung ginagawa nila sa Wuhan. Dahil sa second wave, gusto nilang itest yung 11 million residents of Wuhan. Pero sa Wuhan lang po yun. Hindi nila kakayaning testing ang lahat ng mga Chino dahil bilyon nga po ang kanilang population. So nalulungkot ako, Trish, na bagamat 2 beses na nag-guest sa atin si Secretary Vince Dizon, ang lumabas pa sa report mo, wala tayong polisiya para sa expanded testing. No? Meron po, kaya nga po inulit ko po muli. Uulitin ko po uli kung gusto mo. No? Pero ang kasagutan po sa tanong ninyo, meron po tayong expanded target testing. Siyempre po, sa simula, mahina po yan. Bago po kasi itong sakit na ito, bago yung mga teknolohiya, mga laboratories na ginagamit para i-testing sa sakit na ito. Yes, kakaunti tayo nagsimula, pero we're aiming now for 30,000. Maling-mali po yung report mo na wala pong kahit anong priority na binibigay ang gobyerno sa testing. Kaya nga po, si Vince Dizon, ang titulo niya, Deputy Implementer at saka happy po ng T3, Test, Trace, and Treat. I hope I have made myself very clear. And if you need further instruction or education on the country's testing program, please approach me. Pero sa panahon ng pandemya, nakikita po natin kung anong reaksyon sa mga hindi namang tamang mga reports, Trish. Sorry to say so. Next question,
Sorry,
please.
I have to correct that with your indulgence.
Well, you don't have to correct it if you don't want to, pero you're not doing the entire nation a service for doing that, no?
And yun nga po, sir, I'd just like to correct that I didn't report about it. But anyway, sir, moving on.
I think you also have to rectify your report, no? Kasi it really caused public uproar, no? At mali naman po. Kasi nga po, this has become a private partnership. It's not because of lack of funds. It's because everyone gives priority to testing. Kasi yan nga lang po ang ating paraan para malaman kung saan ang ating kalaban. But again, I have to say it, no? I cannot do my job without, sabi ng lahat, wag ko na rin pansinin, Trish, no? Hindi, I have to call you out. Kita mo naman yung naging resulta ng inyong reporting. At ikaw lang ang nag-report na ganyan. Buti sana kung lahat ng Malacanang press corps nag-report ng ganyan, I would say ako nagkamali. Pero you took my statements out of context. Nagpanik ang publiko. Sa panahon ng pandemic, you have to be responsible for what you report. Next question, please. Yusek Roque.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, the decision by the OES that we can cover Malacanang, how does this affect the order earlier barring me from covering Malacanang
I
events?
do not know about the order barring you. I have to clarify that the executive secretary just issued a verbal statement that pending appeal, you will be able to cover here in Malacanang. And having said that, the worst case scenario, even if you're barred, is you can cover the press briefings because we're televised live.
So I can cover the press briefings but not any events in Malacanang Palace. What's the basis for this order?
As far as I know, and don't get this wrong again, you are still allowed until the appeal is resolved by the Court of Appeals.
But earlier,
If
sir,
it is sustained, then you will have to move to FOCAP, which is the media group for foreign correspondence, because the decision of the SEC is that you are foreign controlled. But while the appeal is pending, you're welcome to cover Malacanang, unless, of course, there's disorderly behavior.
so sir, because I was just told earlier before entering NEB that I can only cover NEB events but not Malacanang events, meaning I can cover the president's
I see.
speeches.
I do not know about that, but all I know is that when the executive secretary was asked, we will continue to allow you to cover in the Malacanang press corps pending your appeal.
Does that mean that that order from the PSG no longer stands?
I do not know, because I'm telling you, that's what the executive secretary said yesterday.
But
So just inform them that you have a pending appeal and you're not yet a member of FOCAP.
will the OES inform the PSG of this?
I do not know. Maybe you should make representations for the OES to inform the PSG.
But it's an OES order that I can cover, so wouldn't they
don't
want to
think so.
enforce that decision?
I do not think so. The executive secretary yesterday clarified that pending appeal, you can cover.
May we just know more about this order to the PSG? Who
I
issued
suggest,
it?
I suggest you ask for yourself, because
We did, sir,
I
and they
went
did not want
downstairs
to
to pick you up
respond.
in case there's a misunderstanding that I will not allow you to cover my press briefing. I went downstairs to pick you up to assure you that for now you can cover my press briefings. But that's the extent of what I can do as spokesperson. At least I can influence who will cover my press briefings, and you're still welcome to cover my press briefings.
Sir, can you find out, sir, who ordered the
I do
PSG?
not know. I think that's asking too much already. No? I was willing to pick you up downstairs to bring you here in case you were not allowed. I will probably pick you up from the gate in time for press coverage, press briefings if you are barred. But that's the full extent of what I can do, because I only am able to control this press briefing.
What do you think this PSG order says about Malacanang's commitment to press freedom?
There's no denial of press freedom. We're televised.
I'm just being barred from covering Malacanang events.
No, you're not being barred because
On no basis.
you're number one. You're here asking questions.
But I cannot enter Malacanang to cover the president's events later.
Well, I do not know about that. That's absolute presidential security guard or security group discretion. But I do not know
Am I a
that there is
security
such an
threat?
order.
Am I a security threat?
I do not know. What I'm telling you is I do not know about the orders that PSG may have given, because I'm not connected with PSG. All I am confirming is you're welcome to cover my press briefings.
Would it be the policy of Malacanang to bar reporters who publish unsavory reports from Malacanang?
No, I don't think the issue is unsavory reporting. The issue is fake news. And pending legislation on who will be penalized for fake news, please understand that you're dealing with institutions that want also to promote the truth.
One last question, Pia.
Sir, the Senate hearing just confirmed all of our documents, the authenticity of our documents, and yet Malacanang calls it fake news. And Bongo himself said in his opening statement that his office endorsed the complaint to DND, and yet you call it fake news. May we know if it's the policy of this administration to call every single report it finds negative, despite vetted documents, as fake news?
Well, we still maintain it's fake news because witnesses already clarified under oath that Bongo did not intervene at any time, and that was your conclusion in this press briefing.
But sir, they also confirmed that the authenticity of documents, which showed his involvement.
There is no involvement there.
There is,
Okay,
sir,
Pia,
his
we'll
Explanation.
his
No,
office,
it's okay.
His office
I'm not here
is
to argue,
implicated.
but I'm here to give you the palace position. You can argue all you want, but the documents prove that there was a complaint. It was referred for attention by the PMS, and that's the full extent of what you claim to be intervention. Your question to me was, what do you do about the policy of a secretary intervening in favor of a contract.
Yes,
That
sir.
was
Because
it.
it was
Your
a-
intervention contemplates favoring one company over another. But it was very clear in the palace hearing that there was a complaint. It was referred to the line agency because that is what we do. That's not intervention to favor a company.
So, sir, back to my question. Will it be
Your
the policy
question
of
is,
Malacanang?
you make conclusions without facts. I'm
No.
sorry.
No, sir.
You are resorting to editorializing stories when in the first place you should be sticking it out to facts. What did former Fork Mercado said? At no point did SAPGO intervene in the contract. And yet, you're still insisting that there was intervention on the basis of documents. The document did not emanate from Bong Go. Even the note says it did not emanate from Bong Go.
But, sir, the documents confirm that his office arranged the meeting.
The document confirmed that they acted upon a complaint. Do you want?
Under his
do you want?
office.
Wait a minute. Do you really want government to ignore official communication sent to it? Yes or no? My time to ask the questions. Did you want government to ignore that document?
We're only trying to report
No,
the
that's
fact of
it.
the intervention.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're already editorializing. You're already making a judgment that we were, or at least that SAPGO was intervening on behalf of a company. It was clear from the testimony. There was this communication which had to be referred, and you already called that intervention. You know, your story failed when the most interested party in this controversy, former Fork Mercado, belied your claim of intervention. That's why Malacanang said fake news. And we leave it to the people to judge who was telling the truth.
Next
Let's leave
question.
that point already.
Rose
because I can
Novenario
argue
of
till
Hataw.
kingdom come, and we would still have the same conclusion, fake news from Rappler.
Sir, earlier in your speech, you said that the issue on the SEC ruling against Rappler is not an issue of press freedom. But at the same time, during your speech, you were giving comments about the media and about Rappler and Inquirer na sumusobra na kami. So what does that mean, sir? You say that this is not an attack on media, but you also have attacks on media in your own speech.
Let me
following
give
the
you an
decision.
example. Huwag na tayong lumayo. Your inquisitive mind goes beyond its normal proportions. Bong, ayun na. You know, I just, tingnan ninyo yung a daily dose of your medicine. Bong Go intervenes in the 15 billion. Who gave you idea he can intervene? Where is his signature? Where is your statement? And where is your even a point of reference? Dumadata, ang dami na talaga tala sa akin. But look at, alam mo, hindi ako mag-ibang pero bilyonaryo to. Sa totoo lang. Puntakin dapat, tanongin niyo kung sino yan. Uy, ito mga ganito. It seems to appear na intervening because of what? Money? The things that you are telling here never happened. Pag magtanggap kami na gano'n, ipasa namin doon sa proper, if it's Justice Department, it goes to the Justice Department. If the subject matter here is about transportation, it goes to Tugade.
Sir, first of all, you're digressing from the question. Secondly, we also got SAP Bongo's side before publishing the story.
But
So-
even if I do or I do not know that, tignan mo yung headline mo. Is that really
Sir, hindi po ako
a
nagsabi.
work of a sensible person? He's not a military man and he what? You think you can convince Lorenzana and the guys there, you can bribe them? Or you would think that sila papayag nga kami ang mag-bribe then the way I talk, the way I've been firing people? Tapos tingnan niyo yung ano. What do you know about also the vote that Bongos intervened?
Sir, as far as we're concerned, we've already addressed the issue of fairness on that article. Can you just answer, please, the question?
Hindi kita maintindihan. Ano? Okay, what's the question? I am now explaining even with your article. Find a way na masabi ka nagtotoo, nag-intervene kami. I'll give it to you. And if you can find, I will ask Bong to resign tomorrow. Work on it tonight. Let me know tomorrow and I will fire him. If he did intervene, even for one word. Kasi kayo, tingnan ninyo yung mga artikel ninyo. Maligaya kayo yung gawain nyo sa kapwa-tao ninyo yan araw-araw. Just because you have the power of, press freedom. The issue here is not press freedom. The way your masters, the elite, yung may-ari niyan, and you are not even constitutionally allowed to go into the media with the pretext of yung depository. What kind of a salam of bitch is that? Walang technicality. The Constitution does not really allow your company, of which you are a worker of that company. You are a Filipino who has allowed to abuse our country. And you are an active participant of that. Ayan ang mahirap. In the name of the Holy Grail of press freedom.